Omaha, Omaha, come in. Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. Isn't that where Terence Crawford is from? Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha, Omaha, come in. I probably got to put a little bass in my voice. They can't hear me. Omaha, Omaha, come in. Omaha, 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 Omaha. Omaha, come in. They can't hear it. Hold on, I might be reading something. Hold on. Omaha, Omaha. Omaha. Omaha, can you hear me? Omaha, can you hear me? They can't. Let me see if I can just. Omaha, Omaha. That's where Terence Crawford is from, right? Omaha, 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 come in. Omaha, Omaha, come in. Omaha. They saying Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August the 3rd. Omaha, come in. They can't hear me. They just can't hear me. I got the flashlight on. I got the reflective vest on. The walkie. They still can't hear. Omaha, come in. Omaha. That is where Terence Crawford is from, right? Omaha, Omaha, come in. Yeah, they saying Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August 3rd. That's what I heard. Come in, Omaha, Omaha. They can't hear me. Hopefully, we get a response. Hopefully. Until then, welcome to a special edition. You know, this is a special edition. You know, we typically don't do this on a Sunday unless something's happening. You should have been here 2 Sundays ago. Woo-wee! Welcome to another special edition, another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. I want to double salute all of the members of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Mike Dangerfield is here. Andre Noble is here. Man, we got everybody here. Matthew Thomas is here. Double salute to all of the Roll the Tape film crew members who are also here in the chat acknowledging me. You know I'm going to roll the tape. Hold on, I might have heard something. Hold on. I might have heard something. Omaha, come in. Omaha, Omaha. Omaha, come in. Omaha. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear anything. Before we, I might have heard some. That might have been them. Let me see. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Let me see. What? Omaha, come in. Omaha, come in. They said Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August 3rd. Omaha, come in. I didn't hear nothing. Well, before we deal with Terence Crawford getting knocked out on August 3rd, that's what we heard. You know, that's what we heard. Oh, that was them? That was them? Oh, no, that wasn't them. Before we get into that, I want to give a small little recap of the fights that happened yesterday. I told y'all before on Tuesday. I may have reiterated it on Friday, but we have some good boxing coming up. The entire summer, boxing is definitely back on the map from yesterday, June 1st, all the way up until, August 3rd. Hold on, no. Speaking of August 3rd, hold on, I want to see. That might have been them. They might have been the Was that y'all? Omaha, come in. They saying that Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out on August 3rd. Omaha, come in. Now that wasn't them. But that's what we heard. Now, let me talk about the recap of last night. You know, I mean, let's start where we're supposed to start at. I mean, Raymond Ford, my guy. Most of you have seen me in pictures with this young man several times. Very decorated amateur. I used to judge, some of y'all might not know this, I used to judge this young man's fights in the amateurs. Most of you don't know this. Most of you do know this. So it's a mixture of both audiences today. You may or may not know this as a USA boxing official for the amateur program all around the country. Being an official, certified referee and judge, I have judged several fights of Ray Ford in the amateurs. He's a decorated amateur, national champion, world champion, which we saw him back in, I believe that was back in March. Was that February or March? I think that was March. Was it? Yeah, I think that was March when he fought in his last fight and won the title as the B-side. You know, he came back, overcame adversity, and he won the world title. And then, of course, yesterday, subsequently following that fight in February, was it March? Excuse me, in March, he defended his title for the first time against Nick Ball. They was getting it on. I mean, they were getting it on from what I saw. Seesaw battle, they were getting it on. Raymond Ford lost in a split decision. Definitely unfortunate. I was rooting for the young man all the way and still rooting for him. But he did lose officially, lost his title. I was like disappointed because I was like, man, I had him winning this fight. But you know, it was a big fight. It was a huge fight. Double salute to my guy, Sin Ironheart. He's a member of the Roll the Tape film crew and a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, as well as a member of the channel. Salute to everybody that's acknowledging me in the chat. Welcome. Come on in, y'all. Have a seat. Oh, I heard it. Hold on. Hold on. I think they got back to me. Hold on. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Okay. Omaha, come in. Omaha. I gotta put some more bass in my voice. Omaha. Omaha, come in. Omaha, come in. Omaha, come in. Yeah, Omaha, can you hear me? They probably can't hear me. Omaha. Yeah, they're saying that Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August the 3rd. Omaha, can you hear me? They can't hear me. I thought they came in, but that wasn't them. Okay. Now let's get back to Raymond Ford. I was rooting for the young man. He's a great prospect that came up in the rankings. He signed to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. Great prospect, world champion. He lost his title last night. It was a seesaw battle from what I saw. And back and forth. I saw the highlights. I saw the highlights. Several different highlights. I seen them. Back and forth. And I think that the judges, and I'm not accusing anyone of cheating, definitely not. What I'm basically saying is that the judges may have, it's possible, they may have looked at Nick Ball's activity level and they may have scored punches that did not land. Because if you go back to the fight or even the highlights, if you got the DAZN, I think I got the DAZN subscription. I do have the DAZN subscription, so I can go back and watch the entire fight when they publish it. They probably publish it by now. But basically what I'm saying is when you go back and watch it, you'll see that when, as we call it in boxing, Ray Ford had his earmuffs on. Basically, he was in a peekaboo defensive style where he had his gloves up. And so the punches that Nick Ball was throwing most of the night, they were hitting the glove of Ray Ford. Like I said, I'm not accusing none of the judges of cheating. I'm just saying it's a possibility that they may have scored those punches as landed punches, even though they were blocked. The bottom line is that most of those punches didn't land. Now, Nick Ball did get in some good shots, especially with that uppercut on the inside. But Raymond Ford did a wonderful job, closing the distance and basically standing toe to toe with him. But the problem was he wasn't as active as I personally would have liked to see him. Letting his hands fly a little bit more. But that uppercut, straight up the middle. Wow, that uppercut was hurting Ray Ford, especially on the points. Even if it wasn't hurting him physically, on the point system, it was hurting him, on the scorecards. Because you got to understand something about judging, and I educated you all on this with my limited experience as a professional boxing judge, because I don't have any. But what I do is I bring the experts on here, and most of y'all may not have been here, but I had a professional judge come on this show and explain some of the different things that judges look for. The bottom line is this. There's this particular scoring zone where fighters will get credit and points for how they land punches. And that uppercut was landing home on Ray Ford. And so all I'm saying is that, maybe the judges was looking at that. Plus they were looking at the fact, even though they shouldn't if they were, looking at the fact that Ray Ford, his face looked more bruised than Nick Ball, even though you really can't do that. I'm not saying that they were. I'm just saying that it was a split decision. It was a close fight, and some of the judges may have scored some of those punches that landed on the gloves of Ray Ford. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. It was a good fight. I would have really liked to see Ray Ford come out with the victory. Matter of fact, the whole card, was pretty good, and he can come back. This is not the end of the world for Ray Ford, his first professional loss. Oh yeah. And I believe he'll be champion again. I believe he'll be world champion, again. He just got to go back to the drawing board. And he was the taller man last night. And he stood on the inside a lot. I would have wanted him to pick off those shots from Nick Ball, especially with that jab, control the distance, and keep turning this guy. Because Nick Ball was just coming forward, throwing. You got a guy that's active like that, especially when you have good footwork, just keep turning him. Keep turning. Can we get the lights up real quick? I see that the likes are not congruent with the viewership. Yeah, can we get the likes up? Just a little bit. I don't ask for much on YouTube. Just so you know, if you don't know already, you can contribute to the channel at any time during the broadcast. $ Manager Marty on Cash App. Anything helps. Everything is appreciated. Anything helps. Everything is appreciated to continue to grow the channel. And speaking of growing the channel, I want to give a double salute to each and every last one of you that are watching me live and live in color right now and watching the replay of this live. And even if you don't agree with me, or even if you don't like me, you are a part of what I'm about to say. You are a part of the newly acknowledged. I just got the results just earlier today. Newly acknowledged results of the viewership overall in this channel. We are at 1.8 million views in a year and a half. 1.8 million views throughout all of the content that I've published. So I want to once again double salute everybody who has been a part of the 1.8 million views, whether you like me, whether you do not like me, whether you agree with me, whether you do not agree with me, whether you are a part of the Roll the Tape film crew, or if you are not. Once again, double salute to each and every last one of you for supporting the channel, providing viewership. 1.8 million. 1.8 million views as of earlier this week. So I thank every last one of you. Now, let's get down to Deontay. Who am I thinking about? Deontay Wilder. Hold on. Before we get to the Wilder. Hold on, Wilder. Hold on. We got new viewers that just came in. They don't know what's going on. Yeah, I have the reflector vest. I got the flashlight. Hold on, I got the walkie-talkie too. Hold on, let me see. Omaha, come in. Omaha, come in. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Okay. Omaha. Come in, Omaha. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna say, ooh. I gotta put some more bass in my voice. Ooh. There you go. Omaha, come in, Omaha. Omaha, come in. Omaha. Can you hear me? They're saying Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out on August the 3rd. Can you hear me? Omaha. They can't hear me. Well, before they check in, let's get to Deontay Wilder. The bottom line is this with Deontay Wilder, and I have to say this. I've said it time and time again, and I'm going to say it now. Double salute to my guy, Biz on the Beat. He's a Roll the Tape film crew member, and he's also a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. I see you. Double salute to my guy, Matthew Thomas, with the first, but hopefully not last, super chat of the day. Matt says in the super chat, salute to the classroom. Y'all know his famous line, let the teacher teach. Thank you again, Matthew Thomas. Always a pleasure, my brother. Thank you for your support. The thing about it is this. People always say, time and time again, that you're only as good as your last fight. Y'all have heard that time and time again. It's supposed to be the old adage in boxing. But I've been telling y'all that there's a little bit of truth to that, but you're only as good as your team. You see, as a boxing manager, I always represent the team of the fighters. I represent the business perspective of boxing. So you're only as good as your team. And that's the adage that I want to promote today in my message, not just about Deontay Wilder, but everybody in the sport of boxing that's fighters. You're only as good as your team. And we have to say this is not a knock on anybody in Wilder's camp, but we got to keep it all the way 100 and real. Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland. Let's go all the way back to that, because that's where I believe part of the issue has occurred in his camp and obviously in the way that he's been performing or the lack thereof. Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland, a decorated amateur and former world champion who was notably one of those fighters who had one of the best jabs in boxing. Okay? And let's go back to that. Because, see, we forget. See, in boxing, I notice a lot of boxing fans have short-term memory loss. And that's the reason why I keep replaying old stuff. You notice I always replay old interviews that people do, old articles that people do. That's why. So I can refresh your memory to prove the points that I've been driving home from the time that I started on YouTube even now. I mean, Mark Breland, the pedigree he had as an amateur and decorated amateur, as an Olympian. Don't forget, y'all know whose team he was on in the Olympics. Go and do your research. That's one of the best Olympic teams, arguably one of the best Olympic teams in boxing history. And he was Deontay Wilder's trainer, okay? Now, with that being said, Deontay Wilder has accused this man of spiking his water with something. You know, he's accused this man of other things. Mark Breland has since come out over the last couple of years, and he basically said that, none of those allegations were true. But the reason why that we know of, oh yes, I see you, Many-Face Publishing, Holyfield, Whitaker, Mildred Teller, Ray Mercer, thank you, Big Supreme, Pernell Whitaker. Listen, one of the best, if not the best, definitely one of the best Olympic teams in boxing. Do your research. Holyfield too, if I didn't mention him. I thought I did, but yeah. So what I'm saying is that Mark Breland got fired mainly because in that second fight between Wilder and Fury, that's what Mark Breland got fired for this. He threw the towel in the ring so that the referee can stop the fight because he believed that Deontay Wilder was taking too many unnecessary punches that could possibly end or halter his career moving forward. As Mark Breland said, you live to fight another day, okay? And so the point that I'm making is you're only as good as your team. That's what I say. And being a part of the team of a fighter, I'm coming from experience. And when we look at the decisions that fighters make, well, if you're not making the right decisions that will put you in the position to have the best team possible, then your career will be in shambles. And with that being said, let's go all the way back now. Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland, okay? That's just what happened. That's what happened. Mark Breland's job was to teach Wilder basic boxing fundamentals and continue to cultivate that jab to set up for the right hand. And as we can see, it was working. Ever since Mark Breland has not been in the team, stable, and or corner of Deontay Wilder, we've seen Deontay Wilder's career basically go down the drain, if I can say that in the most respectful manner, based on not just the losses that he took, but how he's been losing, lately. And with that being said, and this is no disrespect to JD's. I know that JD's is the one that brought him in the game, was promoting his earlier bouts, brought Mark Breland in to assist. I'm fully aware of that. But Malik Scott has been the replacement of Mark Breland. Hold on, I think I hear him. That might be them. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Omaha, come in. They can't hear me. Omaha, come in. Omaha, can you hear me? They're saying Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out on August 3rd. Omaha, can you hear me? They can't hear me. Well, hopefully they responded. Until they do, let's get back to Malik Scott. Now, everybody knows Malik Scott is from my city, my hometown of Philadelphia. We already know that. In fact, I bumped into Malik Scott, I want to say about maybe a year ago. I was judging the Golden Gloves tournament, and Malik Scott's son, who's really, really good, by the way. Malik Scott's son is a really, really good amateur boxer. But me and him was busting it up, Malik and I. And Malik and I discovered through our conversation that we have a common relationship with one of my first boxing trainers when I was like 15 or 16 years old, the great Fred Jenkins. But the point is that Malik Scott has been on the Wilder team now for several fights, including his first fight with Wilder, which was the third fight of Fury. And I believe this was their fourth fight professionally together. Now, the thing about it is this. When we look at Malik Scott, some of y'all might know, some of y'all might not know, but Malik Scott fought Deontay Wilder. And he basically got knocked out. And Um, the bottom line, let me see, how can I put this? Some people, I'm gonna put it like this. Some people believe that Malik Scott took a dive in that fight. Okay, that's what they believe. I've heard people for years say that. They said the man took a dive when he fought Wilder. That's what everybody kept. Not everybody, but most people was believing that. All I'm saying is whether he took a whether he took a dive or not. Okay, he lost by knockout of Deontay Wilder. Okay, and now he's his trainer. He's been his trainer. Now, Malik Scott does not have experience with training world-class fighters. I believe Deontay Wilder was his first, or is his first, from what I know. Okay? And of course, they did have one successful fight together, and that was the Robert Helenius fight, which I was there at in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, when Wilder basically knocked Helenius out. What was that, in the first minute and a half or something? In the first round? But the bottom line is that Malik Scott doesn't have the experience, okay, training world-class fighters. And this is not a knock on him. I believe everybody that has knowledge of boxing deserves the opportunity to showcase their skill set as a trainer. But the difference is, in this situation, and I've noticed this not just in the training videos that you can find on YouTube from the time Malik Scott got into Wilder's corner for the third Fury fight all the way up until now, but even in the ring, when Wilder compete in the ring, we see some differences in his style. It seems like to me, from my observation, that Malik Scott is trying to, or has tried to make Deontay Wilder a fighter who moves a lot, a fighter who move on the balls of his feet and basically perform like a boxer. And we know that that's not Deontay Wilder's style. We know Deontay Wilder is very effective and more effective when he's pushing his opponent back, when he's moving forward, when he's literally putting that jab out there, not the jab where he's just dangling it in your face, an actual stiff jab. And then he throws the right hand as fast as he can right behind it. And usually he knocked everybody out. And so when you got a trainer switching up your style and making you more slimmer so that you can be more quicker, not just with the punches, but even moving out the way with your feet, you won't have that power. You got to be stationary. Power comes from your legs. A lot of you fans don't know that. The power comes from the legs of fighters, okay? Not just from the hands. You know, when you throw a power punch, it start with your foot first, or your feet rather, your feet first, all right? Come all the way up to your waist, your shoulders, and then at the end of your punch. This is basic fundamentals. All I'm saying is you can't be effective like that when you're running on the balls of your feet and backing up, and moving in lateral, using lateral movement when you're a power puncher like a Deontay Wilder. And we've seen this time and time again. And we also know Deontay Wilder's legs are not there, especially being older. He's what, 38 now? Yeah. So all of the strengths, in my opinion, in my observation, all of Deontay Wilder's strengths should have been cultivated more instead of being reduced. Because when you got a guy like Wilder who knocks everybody out, it's when he's walking them backwards. And of course, yes, when Helenius came to him, he did hit him with a big shot and he knocked him out. All right. I think, what's that guy's name? I forgot his name. Wilder backed up, right? He backed up, took a half step back, and then he fired the right hand and knocked that other guy out. But that didn't happen very often. It was usually when Wilder was pressing the attack when he knocked guys out, you know. And so, no disrespect to Malik Scott, but what type of training regimen are you implementing to cultivate the strengths of Deontay Wilder? And that has been my concern. Now, we saw last night where Wilder got knocked out by Big Bang Zhang. I told each and every last one of you all the day before yesterday on Friday right here. I'll roll the tape on me if some of y'all don't believe me. What did I say? I said this fight is not going 12 rounds. Somebody's going to get knocked out. Somebody's going to get knocked out. And don't forget, Big Bang Zhang came in, and I told you this Friday. He came in weighing in at what, 282 pounds to Wilder's 214 pounds? That makes a difference. And so what it is it goes back to my point. You only as good as your team. And there's another point. You've never heard this next point nowhere else but here. And if you did hear it somewhere else, you know they got it from me. And that is this. I've been telling y'all this for a year and a half. There's two types of beatings that fighters take. Fighters get beat up and fighters get beat down. And some of my friends and family members that's watching this live and living color and even the replay will tell you that I've been saying this to them over 10 years ago. And now I'm on YouTube and I'm saying it now. Double salute to my guy. He is a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. He is here. My guy, Fort Greene Pharaoh. What's good, Fort Greene? And so fighters get beat up and fighters get beat down. And usually when fighters get beat down, it's because they've taken physical punishment in the ring. In other words, they got beat up. And they're never able to psychologically recover outside of the ring. We've seen this happen in boxing time and time and time again. And I believe after the second Fury fight, not the third, which was the first fight Wilder had Malik Scott in his corner. After the second Fury fight, when Wilder got knocked down for the first time in his career, suffered his first loss, which is usually when fighters get beat down, he was never the same. He got beat down in that fight. And we know that because when he came back in the fight subsequently following, he wasn't the same. He put up a great effort in the third fight. In fact, if you look at the first round in the third fight with him and Fury, we saw Wilder stabbing the jab to the body. We saw Wilder being a boxer for the first minute and a half of that first round. And I believe that was the whole point that Malik Scott was trying to drive home to Wilder. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, looking at his style change. But Wilder's not a guy that you should implement that type of style for. You know why? Because his stamina is not all the way there. There was a time where Deontay Wilder even said himself that he don't do road work, which builds your cardio. He don't run on the road. I mean, I think I did see him in videos where he was on the treadmill, but he don't do that road work. He probably have done it later on in his career, but I heard him a couple of times say he don't do that. So what I'm saying is, when you got a guy who has issues with stamina, you can't make him into no boxer, because boxers have to stick and move, use lateral movement, move on the balls of their feet. And guess what happens the more you move? You get tired. That's just the truth. You know, not saying that Deontay Wilder had poor conditioning, but because look, every time he got knocked down, except for that third fight with Fury, the last time he got knocked down, he gets right back up. Just like last night, he gets back up. And on top of that, he lasts for 12, like in that Joseph Parker fight. So he has conditioning, especially compared to most of us who don't work. Well, I've been out the gym for a couple months. But my point is, most of us, okay, who don't have a consistent routine in working out, have a lot of cardio issues. So what I'm saying is, Wilder has good conditioning, especially to be a heavyweight. But the problem is he's utilizing too much wind, too much strength. Why? Because he has been changed as a boxer. And I think that obviously came to his demise, not just last night, but just, you know, in general. So, you know, my thing is, I think at this point, Wilder should consider retiring. You know, I'm never the man to say what another fighter should do and when they should retire. But when I see that a fighter can seriously get injured, not just psychologically, but even physically. Um, it's not worth it. I mean, Deontay Wilder has always been the underdog his whole career. He has nothing to hold his head down low about. And because of the man that he is, he won't hold his head down. He's always been a man of, good sportsmanship, except for the last fight with Fury. But the bottom line is he's always a good dude. You know what I mean? Wilder's a really good guy. So I don't think he's going to hold his head down and be ashamed that he lost. The bottom line is that it's no point of fighters taking unnecessary punishment when they don't have to. And I'm always tell you, my primary objective is the safety of the fighters. And when the safety of the fighters are jeopardized, then I think that's when it's time for a fighter to retire or even second guess, getting back in that ring, especially when they've already made the money. He's 38 years old. He's made a great fortune in his time in the sport of boxing. He's given money to people. He's taken care of a lot of people in his career. He's done well for himself. And he stuck to his own game plan and dream to get in boxing and start late. Remember, Wilder's a late starter in boxing. You know what I mean? He started late. It ain't like he had 300 amateur fights. Okay, he started late. And he got here in boxing with the objective to make enough money legally to support the physical condition of his daughter. Every father should be praised for the efforts that Deontay Wilder made. All right. He overcame a lot of adversity. And the thing about Deontay that we all have to remember, yes, he put a lot of people down in that ring. Yes, he put a lot of people out by knockout. But every time he went down, he got up. That's the heart of a true champion. And Deontay Wilder has exceeded some people's expectation, and he is still a true champion. Whether he has a belt around his waist or not, Deontay Wilder is a true champion. And because of that, I think that he can hold his head up high and say, I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish in the sport. I'm going to take care of my beautiful children. And I believe he has a wife as well, and enjoy his time and his family and ride off in the sunset. And that's, really my take on that. Hold on 1 second. I think they might have called. Hold on. Terence Crawford's from Omaha, right? Oh, okay. Let me see. That might be them. Omaha, are you there? Omaha, are you there? Omaha, come in. Omaha, can you hear me? Omaha, they're saying that Terence Crawford will get knocked out on August the 3rd. That's what we're hearing. Can you hear me? Omaha, come in. Well, I guess they still can't hear me. Well, I mean, hopefully we hear something back. Hopefully. My thing is this. You got to see people in the comment section saying, somebody said this earlier, I don't know who it was. I was just slowly reading it. Said that Omaha, the state of Nebraska, when I say Omaha, the city that's in the state of Nebraska, Omaha is going to hate me for this one. But why? I mean, they love me in Omaha, from what I'm told, from people from Omaha. And I can't wait to visit the city of Omaha, okay? Because I love Omaha, and I know Omaha loves me back. I got to go and visit. But don't get mad at me. I know there's a lot of Terence Crawford fans that's going to see this video and say I'm hating on him again. I'm coming out of nowhere with all this. Don't blame me. We've heard that. Some of y'all let it fly over your head. Some of you did. I'm going to play something for you, though. I'm going to roll the tape on something. I've been really meaning to say this. I figured I might as well say it now, because it ties into, what I'm going to say. Now, I want to see if we can all engage in the chat today. I need some participation. Quick question. Did any of you hear Eddie Hearn, the promoter at Matchroom, when he signed Jaron Boots Ennis? Did any of you hear him say that basically the goal of him signing Jaron Boots Ennis is so that he can fight Terence Crawford? Did anybody hear that or anything surrounding the topic of Boots versus Bud, Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Crawford? Did any of you hear that? Did you hear Eddie Hearn make references about, him signing Boots so he can fight Terence Crawford as well and just clean up the division and stuff? Did y'all hear that? Just yes or no. If you can't type in the entire words, please just type in a Y for yes and an N for no. The letter Y for yes, the letter N for no if you can't spell it out. I just want some engagement to see if we're all on the same page here. Many Face Publishing, you know what's about to happen after I say that next line. You know what's going to happen next. When I say that next line, you said in the chat. All right, so I see a lot of people saying yes. Somebody said no. They did not hear Eddie Hearn make references of him signing Boots, to fight Terence Crawford. Oh, okay. So most people did hear that. The reason why I'm asking that question, okay, is because I have a question to Eddie Hearn because of that. Double salute to my guy. He's family. My guy, he's one of my day one supporters. He is a member of the Roll the Tape Film Crew family. Lucky McKinnels, thank you for your super chat. Lucky says N, the letter N, which means no. So we're going to see if we could play. I'm doing way too much talking. Hey, I'm doing way too much talking. I'm doing way too much talking. It's time to roll the tape. This is why you all are here. Let me cue the tape up. Hold on. I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
And you signed some fantastic American talent so far. Devin Haney, right, is under the resume. Demetrius Andrade, who couldn't get that fight that you wanted to get him. Why is this man so special? What makes him so special in the 147 division?
As I said earlier, honestly, the guy's a genius. Like, I've been trying to sign him for 5 years. I saw it that long ago. Everyone in boxing's been talking about him, and I feel like they've kind of been like, they've put him in a corner because they want to stoke the fire, because they don't want him to fight their guys, because they know how good he is. Oh, we don't want him to go near Spence. We don't want him to go near Crawford. Keep him over there. Keep him under control. Now we're going to waft the fire, right? The flames are going to burn out of control, and now is a great time for him to attack that 147-pound division. Because look at the other champions: Barrios, Stanionis. Those are the guys that can be offered big money to unify the division, and that has to be the plan. Philadelphia, #1 priority. Let's get that fight locked in for July. Let's go and fill up the Wells Fargo Stadium in his own city, right? Been 6 years since you boxed in Philadelphia. No real big-time boxing since, I know. Bernard Hopkins, back in the day. There he is, the executioner. So, he's a Philly legend. This is a Philly legend. Right, it's about chasing greatness. It's about unifying the division. It's about becoming undisputed. It's about moving up. Him against Terence Crawford, I'm telling you, that fight in 6 to 12 months, that's the biggest fight in boxing.
Did y'all hear that? That was Eddie Hearn. Did you hear him say 6 to 12 months? Terence Crawford versus Boots Ennis, the biggest fight in boxing. Did you hear that? Did you hear him say that his objective is for Boots to clear the division, unify all the titles in the 147-pound division? We know that Boots is one belt holder, and then Terence Crawford has all of the other belts, right? At least one more. We know that, right? Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure y'all heard that. Double salute to my guy, Toon. He's another Day One supporter. Thank you for your contribution and your support, Toon. He's also a member of the Roll the Tape Film Crew family. Toon says, "What's up, Marty? I'm sorry. Wilder ain't a Hall of Famer. His resume is too shallow. First step up was a coked up Fury off of a layoff. He stepped up finally and he lost. But best of luck to him and his people. I'm here. That was the super chat from my guy Toon. And Toon, you've never heard me say that Wilder was a Hall of Famer, but I will say he is a world champion. He's a world-class competitor, and the fights that he won, but these fights that he lost is due to him being beat down. So I appreciate you, Toon, and you're absolutely correct. Best of luck to him. You're very correct, and his people. You know what I mean? But we're glad to see you, Toon. Did y'all hear Eddie Hearn? I wanted to make sure we all was on the same page. Did you hear Eddie? That's what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn just said, y'all want me to play it again or are we straight? What's up, Joseph Swab? I ain't see you in a while. What's going on, my man? I just want to make sure we clear. Do I need to play it again? We good, Dre? Hold on. Hold on. I think they coming in. Wait, we got word. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Okay, we got word. They might be coming in. Hold on. Omaha, come in. Is that true? Omaha, come in. We're hearing Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out on August 3rd. Omaha, come in. Omaha. Oh, that wasn't even them. I thought I heard something. That probably was my phone. That's probably what I heard. My goodness, who was that? Let me see. That was my phone. I thought that was Omaha. That wasn't even them. But did y'all hear Eddie Hearn? Did you need me to play it again? It's just yes or no. Just Y, the letter Y in the chat, or the letter N for no. Do I need to play him again? Yes or no? Real quick. Come on, we got to keep the show moving. Yes or no? Somebody tell, because I'll play it again. I'm going to play it again. Let's hear what Eddie Hearn said. We got to hear what the promoter said now. Don't get mad at me. Ooh, my guy here. Hey, I shouted you out last week. I hope you got it. Double salute to my guy, Kid Fresh. He in the building. I shouted him out, but he wasn't here the last time. So I just seen him in the chat. My guy, what's up, kid? Let's get to hear what Eddie said again. I'm gonna rewind the tape. It's only 10 seconds. Hold on. Actually, it was a minute and 10 seconds. Hold on, here it is. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
As I said earlier, honestly, the guy's a genius. Like, I've been trying to sign him for 5 years. I saw it that long ago. Everyone in boxing's been talking about him, and I feel like they've kind of been like, they've put him in a corner because they want to stoke the fire, because they don't want him to fight their guys, because they know how good he is. Oh, we don't want him to go near Spence. We don't want him to go near Crawford. Keep him over there. Keep him under control. Now, we're going to waft the fire, right? The flames are going to burn out of control. And now is a great time for him to attack that 147-pound division. Because look at the other champions. Barrios, Stanionis. Those are the guys that can be offered big money to unify the division. And that has to be the plan. Philadelphia, #1 priority. Let's get that fight locked in for July. Let's go and fill up the Wells Fargo Stadium in his own city, right? Been 6 years since you boxed in Philadelphia. No real big-time boxing since, I know, Bernard Hopkins, back in the day. There he is, the executioner. So, he's a Philly legend. This is a Philly legend. But it's about chasing greatness. It's about unifying the division. It's about becoming undisputed. It's about moving up. Him against Terence Crawford, I'm telling you, that fight in 6-12 months, that's the biggest fight in boxing.
That's what he said. Unifying the division. That's what Eddie Hearn said. His objective for signing Boots, Jaron Ennis. Hey, it's Eddie Hearn. He said 6 to 12 months. Boots versus Terence Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing. Now, you might be asking, Manager Marty, when did this happen? Well, this happened on the day of the weigh-in between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia on April the 19th. Y'all remember that? Yes. Remember, DAZN provided the coverage and TV programming for that. And so they, meaning DAZN, they organized it with Eddie Hearn to have him stand on the side on the platform so that him and Jerron Boots Ennis can talk together on the microphone and be interviewed. And that's when Eddie Hearn said what y'all just heard him say. Okay? Now, with that being said, I have a question. Because I'm a little bit confused, and sometimes I get confused. And you know, I'm a college dropout, so sometimes I don't understand stuff. But I got a question for Eddie Hearn behind that statement. And I'm actually in agreement with Eddie Hearn that will be a very, very big fight between Boots and Crawford. Unifying the belts? Absolutely. Because we know Boots been trying to get the Crawford fight for a long time. Unbeknownst to Terence Crawford fans, we know Boots wanted to Ben fight Crawford. We know that. But I got a question on something. If in 6 to 12 months, Boots versus Bud Crawford will be the biggest fight in boxing, then how come if Terence Crawford get knocked out on August the 3rd, how come that still will be the biggest fight in boxing? How come that will be the biggest fight in boxing in 6 to 12 months if Crawford gets knocked out by... What I'm basically saying is if Crawford get knocked out on August 3rd, he don't stand a chance with no Boots. Almost didn't stand a chance with him anyway. But my point is that how can it be the biggest fight in boxing in 6 to 12 months? Now, let's do the math here now. I need you all to stay with me. Let's do the math here because he said that in April. He said it in April of this year, 2 months ago. That's what Eddie Hearn said. It's just a question. Don't get mad at me, y'all. Well, if you do, you'll be all right. I just had a question, though. So let's do the math. So May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 6 months, which will be nearly 2 months after Terence Crawford fights Madrimov. Which we know Terence Crawford's not going to fight and then 60 days later fight again. Especially no fight, no Boots. So my question is, if that is the case of you signing Boots to fight Crawford, how can it be the biggest fight in 6 to 12 months if Crawford get knocked out on August 3rd? Some of y'all still don't get where I'm going. Okay, let me... Oh, they might have came in. I think they came in. I got them now. They came in. Yep, here you go. They came in, y'all. Finally, we got them. Omaha, can you hear me? Come in. Terence Crawford is... Wait, hold up. Terence Crawford is from Omaha, right? Oh, okay. Omaha, come in. Can y'all hear me? Omaha, come in. We're hearing that Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August 3rd. Can you hear me? They still can't hear me. Ha! So that's my question to Eddie Hearn. That's my question to him. How can Boots fighting Bud be the biggest fight in boxing in 6 to 12 months if Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August 3rd? Oh, I see what y'all saying. Y'all don't know where I got that from? Y'all don't know where I heard that from? I'm glad you all stuck around to the end of the segment. Yeah. Y'all thought I was... Wait, let me take my glasses off so I can hear what's going on. Y'all actually thought that I was saying that Terence Crawford was going to get knocked out on August the 3rd? Come on now. Omaha, no, I'm not even saying that. Of course not. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. I don't even think... I'm going to keep it 100. I don't even think that the fight between Terence Crawford and this guy, Madrimov, this fight ain't going to last 8 rounds, let alone Terence Crawford getting knocked out. I mean, the guy don't have nothing for Bud. No disrespect to him because he deserves credit for, first of all, getting the title shot. Second of all, stepping into the ring with lack of experience. And third of all, getting a big check. But I believe Crawford's going to, like, either the ref going to stop it or Crawford's going to knock him out. That's what I think. Oh, y'all trying to figure out why I keep saying to Omaha that Terence Crawford's going to get knocked out on August 3rd? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Which American fighters would you like to put up as Mex? And who potentially is the Mexican he'd face?
Barrios. I think it's a great fight. Unification matchup. Tremendous fight.
Lastly, will you be talking to Crawford in August about maybe joining this new matchroom team?
No, because he's going to get beat.
Really?
It's very disrespectful of you, Ibrahim.
Well, you got to put together an American squad.
Don't worry about that. Israel Madrimov's going to knock Crawford out on August the 3rd.
What the heck? What did he say? What the... Was that Eddie Hearn that said that? Omaha, Omaha, come in. Did you hear Eddie Hearn? Omaha. Dang. Oh, I got to put some more bass in my voice. Omaha, come in. Omaha, come in. They said, Omaha, that you? Eddie Hearn said that Terence Crawford gonna get knocked out on August the 3rd. Omaha, can you hear me? Okay. The point is that they can't hear me, but hopefully they heard Eddie Hearn. They can't hear me when I talk, but hopefully they heard Eddie Hearn. Y'all want me to roll the tape again? I am. Stay right there. Don't move. Y'all thought I was saying that Terence Crawford was going to get knocked out on August the 3rd? That's why you can't just read my titles and then comment. You got to watch the whole video.
Unification matchup. Tremendous fight.
Lastly, will you be talking to Crawford in August about maybe joining this new matchroom team?
No, because he's going to get beat.
Really?
It's very disrespectful of you, Ibrahim.
Well, you got to put together an American squad.
Don't worry about that. Israel Madrimov's going to knock Crawford out on August the 3rd.
He said Madrimov going to knock Crawford out on August the 3rd. He said that let me get the right date now. For the people who say I'm lying, May 29th, 2024. So what I'm basically trying to put together is this. On April the 19th, Eddie Hearn said that in 6 to 12 months, Boots fighting Terence Crawford will be the biggest fight in boxing. But my question is, how can it be the biggest fight in boxing if on May 29th, Eddie Hearn said that Madrimov is going to knock Crawford out on August the 3rd? We need answers.